Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my seed reviews and tours series. I might have known a wandering trader was going to try and swim over to me whilst I was doing this intro. They always try and grab the glory. Last week was episode 49, and G.I. Jane gave us an amazing seed. I can't remember how many ocean monuments and jungle temples and all that kind of stuff was in it. It was insane. The Nether was brilliant as well. If you've not seen it, the playlist is in the description below. This one is episode 50, and it is a doozy. We're going to generate this seed together, and this is the world name, which is also the seed, so I don't forget it. We're going into more world options, and we're going to put that number into the seed generator, because otherwise it's just disaster. Just don't even go there. This seed's really interesting. It's actually the product of 7 times 77 times 777 times 7,777 times 77,777. So lucky sevens, here we go. And it looks like we've spawned in on the side of a really lovely little looking river in a plainsy biome. We know what we've got to do. We've got to get our stone pillar so as we can see it from a very long way off. We found ourselves in a really nice little spot, this spawn. It's on kind of a island come... Well, it is actually an island. It's completely separated from the water. We've got ocean in that direction with a dark oak forest. We've got various mountains, a tiger, some forests, and a really nice looking plains. I'm looking forward to exploring this one. Which way is north? The exact opposite of the way I was facing. Let's get ourselves over there and see what we can see. So moving north from the spawn, we've got a shipwreck just over there, so you can open your treasure hunting account straight away. We've obviously got this turtle beach, and we've got a few ocean ruins. I don't know how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 ocean ruins. 7. We've got a dark oak forest just the other side of the water with some very attractive water expanses here as well. You could do some quite interesting waterside stuff there. Goes into a bit of a dark oak forest mountain there. You've got some plains on the right hand side, more plains on the left hand side, and another broken portal in there as well. So you've got a chest there. You've got plenty of treasure. Oh, broken portal, very interesting. What have we got over here? It is a birch forest on the left hand side, but no one cares. We've got a mansion. Where is this mansion? The mansion is at 125 minus 600. That's insanely close to spawn. I'm really pleased about that. If you want to come and sort mansions out, this is your fella. It's not often you get a mansion this close to spawn. This is an absolute diamond. Come and see if you can't kill a few vindicators. That would be amazing. What have we got further north that's going to top that? That is an interesting question. We've got a swamp. It is not a very wet swamp. In fact, it's quite a dry swamp. Very difficult to do a decent slime farm with this particular swamp. I don't see any witch huts either to give it any redeeming features. No. Oh, he says, lying like the liar that I am. There is a witch hut right here. That witch hut is at 300 minus 750. Not too shabby. Okay, I'll take it back. It's a nice swamp. It's rubbish for slimes, but it's very good if you want a witch hut. What's over here? We've got some more plains. These plains are quite expansive actually. They come around here. Lots of terraforming required on those plains, however. So a little bit tricky if you want to do something clever, but quite nice to build on, especially when you've got the backdrop of that mountain there. You can always build maybe a big old castle on the mountain and put a town around it, encompassing this swamp perhaps as well. That could be quite an interesting build. What have we got a bit further north? Further north, we have got probably one of the best swamps I've seen to be able to generate some slimes. This is brilliant. Look at the size of all that wetness. You know, I do love a really nice wet swamp, but this one is absolutely soggy saturated. The only landmass really getting in the way is this thing here, and that's fine. You could light that up very, very simply. This is perfect. Get yourself a few iron golems in here and you're going to be in slime balls for days. Another broken portal just the other side of our soggy swamp here that moves into, it's quite interesting, a hill swamp. You don't often see swamps set on hills. They're very normally on the sea level. So this one's up on hills, which is quite a different way of doing things. We've got on the other side of that another plains area, which is okay. I'm not going to get overly excited about it. The mountain there could be used for something. It's quite nice. But this one is just a little bit too jaggedy for my personal taste. But we do have another broken portal. So loads and loads of broken portals on this seed. Moving further north, we are at around about minus 3,200. So 3,200 blocks to the north, we hit our first village. It's not a particularly exciting village, but it is a double churcher. Now, being a double churcher, this is the equivalent of the desert villages that are really good for raid farms. You could build yourself a bridge between these two churches and run backwards and forwards and shoot the raiders very easily. They're relatively spread out, which means until the Vexes come along, you are safe as houses. It's quite a nice raid farm come village, that one. Heading out east, the first thing we see is another broken portal. There's quite a few of these in this seed, so there's plenty of loot to be had right at the start of the game, which is brilliant. A strange looking hole in the side of the mountain. That's very round. That might be worth a bit of an investigation. And then this mountain with a little bit of spruce tree on top is beautifully flat. So you could do a really quite nice mountain build on there with very little terraform involved. That would be lovely. This mountain here, however, is ugly as sin. And unless you were going to convert that into some kind of clever art come statue thing, I don't like it. But, you know, you do what you want. It's up to you. It's your game, isn't it? But we've got on the left here a forest. It comes on and around this fairly decent bay to another shipwreck on the right-hand side there. And that ocean goes out for some time. You've got some more ocean ruins right there. Looks like you've got just the one. But again, more treasure to be had should you really want it. Now, we veered off right just a little bit, but can you see why we did it? We have got an ocean monument sitting here at 1160725 ocean monument, which I think is the closest one so far in that it is the first. That was the daftest thing I've said in a long while, and that is saying something. But it's right in the middle of this really beautifully large ocean, so there's no land masses to get in the way. You could definitely make yourself a nice guardian farm out of that. You've got another ocean ruin down there on the left hand side, a broken portal, I think that is down there as well. Loads going on in this ocean. I'm going to try and veer back left because we've got what looks like a nice plains area here. A little bit of terraforming required, but that genuinely could turn into a very nice town on an island. Oh, I like that. Island living. That's a beautifully sized and shaped island. That you could do something beautiful on that. We have got 1,500 is where you want to find that one. Coming further east and we hit our first savanna on the right hand side. So acacia wood is yours now, which is brilliant. It's a really nice wood to be able to use in some fairly clever orangey looking builds. Barns especially are great with acacia. Acacia on the left hand side as well, and it's split by this okay plains. It's a little bit hilly, not my taste. Don't think I'd want to build in it, but some people really like that challenge of terrain to be able to build something interesting. First major desert as well that we've come here, so we do have plenty of sand for all the glass that we want, and no doubt there'll be a desert temple or 7. We've got a shipwreck there, and coming over the other side, it's an interesting desert actually. It's very up and down. I like this circular pool here, but I'm looking for something specific. Have we got any desert villages that have got nice twin or even triple towers? That would be something that would make my day. No, what they've done is they've decided to make the village a savanna village with another broken portal just on the outside of it. This savanna village isn't too split, but it is split enough to irritate me. Again, don't trigger a raid on that one. You're probably going to find heartache at the end of it. Only a few hundred blocks into the desert, however, we have got this completely open desert pyramid. That is really nice, this desert temple. I do like the look of these when they're almost completely uncovered. When they're covered up, they don't look so much. That one is nice. The front door is open and it is waiting for you to loot it. That is at 2962 198 straight east from spawn. South now, as we leave that plains that's at the spawn area, we've got a tiger biome on the left hand side and a decent sized forest now that comes into play over these small hills. And loads and loads of wood. This is probably the best place for you to come for your wood stocks. The trees eventually yield into another swamp that has got a bit of wetness, not quite as wet as the last one, but you could still probably do something with that swamp to be able to get yourself a few slimes. Slime's quite important if you're into obviously all of your redstone. We've got a flower biome right here as well. So our flower forest is coming in at pretty much 1,000 blocks directly south. And it's quite a decent sized one as well. It stretches all the way from here across this area. And then it carries on the other side of this little water lake here. And we've got more flowers on the other side. So if you want to create yourself a little flower machine where you can harvest lots and lots of different types of flowers for lots and lots of different types of dye, this could well be the best place for you. There's loads of space in there. Look, that's brilliant. Very much like that. Now that on the other side has got a bit of a mountain and a plains area that's again a little bit rocky and hilly, but I could put up with it. You could probably terraform that fella out a little bit, I think. Wouldn't be too bad. The edge of this plains does yield into another village. Oh, look, we've got a jungle. I'll come back to the village in a minute because I see something that excites me. We've got a jungle here, and this jungle is sitting at about minus 300, 1750 for your probably your closest jungle. I don't know. We'll have a look at the map in a little while. But you've got, looks quite expansive actually. It's going on for a little while. Might be interesting to see how far that goes. We didn't have to explore very far. Right on the edge of this jungle, in fact, it's quite interesting. The jungle kind of tips out into a very thin section before it meets the sea, and you've got the plains here. And you've got a jungle pyramid literally sat on that tiny little thin bit. It can only be 30 blocks wide, I imagine, and it's sat directly on top of a ravine. That's a really interestingly placed jungle pyramid. We're about to go into some snow, but I did want to look at this village here. This village is at minus 1,000, no, sorry, minus 175, about 2,000-ish. And it's a nice village. And the reason it's a nice village is it's because it's got a smithy. So come and nick the stuff out of this poor blacksmith's house. I'm going to come and nick the stuff out of it. What we got here? We've got in there, actually, that's rubbish. Right, I might have to go and kill the bloke because he's not made nearly enough stuff. What good is that to me? Oh, it's just ruined my day, that has. I decided not to kill him. It just didn't seem fair. And I wanted to come and look over this snowy tiger mountain area. Notoriously difficult to build in snowy tigers because, I mean, look at them. They're just all over the place. There's nothing you can actually build. Although this little mountainside here, you got some wolves there. I suspect the wolves won't necessarily be there when you come. But this little mountainside here could be quite nice for a little mountain base. Perhaps you could do something there. See if you can't find some white foxes whilst you're around this area as well. That would be a good challenge. A little frozen river here that you could maybe make a feature of. And it turns into this snowy tundra that you could possibly make some of the snow houses that I've done recently. That would be quite nice. Not too much terraforming needed, but just a little bit. Or perhaps you just want to keep it hilly like this. This snow biome is carrying on for days. But what we have managed to find ourselves is an ice spike. So whereabouts are we now? We are at around about 4,000 blocks directly south from your spawn area. You've got an ice spikes biome. It's a fairly small one really, but plenty of packed ice should you want to come and get that. That would be absolutely brilliant. But it does actually continue out and around the outside as well, which isn't too bad, I guess. So plenty of that packed ice. Also, some people do quite like building in those ice spike biomes. You can make some really interesting builds should you wish to on those. Oh, I've nearly missed it then. I turned left and nearly missed it. We've got another ocean monument. Where's this ocean monument? This is at around about 175, 4,330. Another ocean monument directly south of your spawn. Let's go west from spawn now. And this plains carries on for a long time. And actually, could be a really nice place for you to build a base if you want to build right on spawn. I'm quite impressed with it. Plenty of lovely open areas for you to be able to play with. Oh, we've got, apart from our dark oak forest there, which kind of matches that fella over there, we've got a pretty decent sized village here. It's split. We've got these houses just on the left hand side here. We've got all of these houses on the open plains here. And we've got this little valley kind of separates them. But that is a lot of houses in that village. Ha! Look how this farm, look. This farm is literally straddling this ravine here. That's amazing. And the water is flowing through from underneath the farm where it's not been properly completed. Not seen that in a very long time, the way the farms straddle like that. What's a little bit further west? A wee bit further west, we've got this swamp. This swamp's kind of surrounded by mountains and hills, etc. So it's all enclosed. I quite like the idea. And I've never really thought of this one before. I quite like the idea of building a swamp town. Not a swamp house, but a swamp town. And that could be quite a nice way of doing it. Most of it on stilts there, probably because of the amount of wetness. Again, meaning that you could sort out a few of those iron golems to get some slums as well. But that'd be quite a nice idea because we've got it entirely surrounded by mountains, and then it opens up should you wish to, I don't know, create a continuation of that town in this area. And again, it goes up onto some hills. Swamps on hills. What happened there? Where did they start getting made? We've got another village on here with a massive broken portal right there. That's one of those big ones. I'll come back to look at the village in a moment, but lots of obsidian and chrome obsidian that you could borrow, mine out, get rid of from here. I love the big ones. The big ones are cracking. But let's come and have a look at this little village here as well. I don't like these tiger villages. They're just dull, boring, and haven't got an awful lot in them. But I do really like the tiger villages because they're all dressed in furs and everything, and that just makes me smile. We've got another witch hut just past that village. The witch hut's sitting at minus 1,400 and about 250 on the Z. So if you want to come and build yourself a witch farm, you've got another opportunity there. That's quite nice. And the swamp continues on. That's not the same swamp, I don't think. I think there was a little bit of plains before the swamp started again. But we've got huge swampiness here. And again, another big wet area, perhaps close enough to that witch hut there to be able to make yourself a double witch hut slime farm combo. Coming out a little bit further west at around about 2,300 blocks west, you've got yourself this mega tiger biome as well. Look, I love these. Podzol for days. Loads and loads of spruce. They're actually really fun to build in as well. Hard, but really fun to build in. You've got another broken portal. Is that about 400 broken portals that we've had so far? Always a pleasure. More dark oak. So you've got a nice, not that big, but it's okay sized plains here. If you want to do something medieval, that dark oak and that spruce is definitely going to assist you on that front. Carrying on out further west, it looks like we're just going into more mountains. So if you were going to build in that plains back there, you've got the perfect mining area. Doing a bit of slash locate, I've tried to find as many things as possible that are close to this spawn area. Desert Pyramid is very nearly 1,500 blocks away. That's not too bad. Igloo is less than 3,000 blocks. Jungle Period is 900 blocks. Actually, that's quite interesting because that's very much closer than the one that we found a little while ago, which means there must be a jungle on one of the diagonals going out from this point on. We'll have a look at that on the map in just a moment. The mansion we know is only 773 blocks away. That's insane. Nearest monument is only 1,200 blocks away. Pillager Outpost is nearly 3,000 blocks away. That's quite a long way, really. We've got the Stronghold is about 2,500 blocks. It's a little more than average, but it's not too bad. Nearest Swamp Hut is less than 1,000 blocks away. We flew over that earlier on. And the nearest village is less than 700 blocks away. So all in all, everything pretty close. Coming to Mine Atlas now, so as we can see what this seed looks like from a distance up high. You can see there is an awful lot of green, not a lot of anything else. Have we got anything of any note? All right, okay, so we've got a mushroom island up the top there. That's, what, 7,500 blocks away. Coming out this way, there's another little mushroom island, although it's not really an island, is it? And round about there, about 8,500 blocks away. No, oh, I was going to say no Mesa. Mesa directly south, but you're talking about 10,000 blocks. It's quite a lot of Mesa, though. 10,000 blocks away. And coming out to the west, we've got more Mesa up there as well. Oh, triple Mushroom Island. Actually, so if you come out a little bit further, you actually quadruple Mushroom Island. That's quite interesting. But around the actual spawn area, depending on how you want to work it, it's pretty much not a lot of ocean, an awful lot of standard land. But I like it. Time for us to go subterranean now. So if you don't want any spoilers, I'm strongly recommending that you look away in 3, 2, 1. Perfectly timed. We have got actually quite a lot of caves. It's a very, very cavey season, isn't it? Goodness me. You've got all sorts of windiness going on here. We'll talk about the mine shaft in just a moment. We've got the ravine over there. We've got lots of lava deep down, so be careful. This is not an area to go digging straight down. Not that anywhere really is in Minecraft. Very little dark open space for you to be able to go branch mining, but not everybody enjoys branch mining anyway, so I suppose that's probably all right. Let's have a look at this mine shaft over here, because it looks like we've got a number of spider webs coming at us here, and we've got a very nice looking double spawner literally right next to each other. We've got a normal spider and we've got a cave spider. So if you want spiderage, there is your fella. We are at 61, 37, 3. Very, very close to your spawn. In fact, if you dig almost straight down, you can just see there that the post is just across the water. You are very close to where that double spawner is going to be. There is also another mine shaft up and over. Oh, there's a spawner. Almost missed it. What's this fella? We've got a zombie spawner right there. Nearly flew right past it, for goodness sake. And we've got another spawner here. What's this one? And we've got a skelly spawner here. So the skelly spawner is at minus 17, 31, 53. And that zombie spawner just up here, because I didn't tell you, did I? Naughty Avo, is at 27, 42, 42. Loads of spawners in one very small space. You don't even need to go very far to make it interesting under the ground here, do you? Time to get us into that really interesting nether now. We've got no idea what this is going to bring us because you can't even bring it up on something like Mine Atlas. It is complete mystery. What biome is it going to be? I'm interested. Oh, we've come out on the bridge of 2 biomes. We've got the nether waste right there, and we have got right here the basalt delta. right, literally, look, it's actually come across the two things there. That's hilarious. It looks like we are safe from lava where we are right here. We have got the potential, however, to be ghasted out of existence, although not as badly as it would be if we'd have come out in a soul sand valley. Let's find out where those other biomes are. Doing some biome location and standard location, we found out that the Crimson Forest is about 200 blocks away. The nearest warp forest is about 500 blocks away, so that's a bit of a trot, but not too bad. The Soul Sand Valley is less than 200 blocks away, and we've got a fortress at 374 blocks, although I don't know if I believe it, and the Bastion Remnant at 348 blocks. And again, I don't know if I believe it, because there is a tendency for Minecraft to lie to you when you do things like this at the moment. So I've found the Crimson Forest, and I've got to be honest, this is not all you'd hope and dream for within a Crimson Forest biome, is it? It's a little bit surrounded by these valleys. We've got gappage there, so I'm just going to come through, but it's not really that impressive, is it? It's all buried under caves and goodness only knows what. Not the greatest of Crimson Forests, however, certainly good enough for you to be able to get yourself, if you go onto the nether roof, something like a hoglin farm, because it's got enough space in it. The warped forest is loads better. Look, it's beautifully open. You can see exactly where you're going. It's probably the safest biome in the entire game in the nether. It doesn't mean it's safe, it's just less dangerous than all of the others. The most important thing you've got here is the fact that we've gone a little bit islandic again with all of these. We've got loads of bits of this warped biome all over the place, spanning big bits of lava. So do be careful as you're wandering around, because you might find that you jump into the hot bath. But that's a really nice biome. I like that one a lot. Your Soul Sand Valley is relatively open as well. I'm very cautious of all these big flat spaces. Lots of skeletons, lots of ghasts. You're going to get blown up and shot at, definitely to within an inch of your life. However, there is enough space to be able to get a few bone blocks, not many. Got to be honest, a little bit disappointing. It's a relatively small biome. I'm just trying to span out where it goes. Not that far really, but still plenty of soul soil to be able to get all of your soul lanterns, etc., and soul sand to do, well, whatever you'd like to do with soul sand. Unlike many Bastion remnants that we have seen recently, this one is beautifully open, and you can actually see everywhere it goes. And it's a really nice large Bastion remnant as well. Do be cautious. You have got some lava flowing in from the top there, and if you want to get up there and block that off, that might be a bad idea, because you can never be sure exactly where that lava is going to be flowing. But it is a cracking Bastion, this one. Like that very much. Remember, if you're going to empty any of these chests, make sure you do it with a hopper underneath the chest and not by, well, you know, opening the chest or anything daft like that. You're going to get pork at you like you've never known. And similarly, this fortress is beautifully open. Look at it. It's fantastically, gorgeously large. I can already, without even trying to look at it, I can see where my fungus is. Hello there. Look, there you go. That's what you need. You definitely need that if you're going to be making potions anyway. So that's easy to find. The one downside of it, of course, is that it's all over land, which means making a with a skeleton farm is going to be that much more challenging. But you can see the breadth of this one. I wonder if that is close enough to be able to make a double blaze farm with those two blaze spawners. Might not quite be, but I challenge you to come and have a go. Both the blaze spawners out in the open. That's really lovely. This is a cracking one. Is that a second? Is that more? Is that more, or is that the same? No, I think that's actually more. You've got two rooms. Two rooms with nether wart in it. That's brilliant. This seed has got some really, really nice features. All of that loot so close to spawn is absolutely insane. The mansion. Oh my god, the mansion. You can actually lob a rock at it from the spawn area. That's brilliant. The nether is really very nice. That Bastion remnant was beautiful. The fortress was fantastic. Everything really, really close, and some really interesting biomes too. So I reckon this is definitely worth the mantle of Seed 50. So thank you very much. Cobra Tech, thank you for sharing this seed with us. It is a cracker, and I'm really, really appreciate you doing it. I'm hoping that people that come and give it a go really get a lot of joy out of it. If you have got a fabulous seed, whether it is for Bedrock or whether it is for Java, I do not care. Let me know on avamancminecraft@gmail.com. That is avamancminecraft@gmail.com. Let me know why it's so good. Send me a map, send me some coordinates, just send me some notes. Otherwise it is going to get lost in the hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds of seeds that we have got in our list right now. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying them, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club. I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.